What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Black Ronin back on that again with another banger for y'all's out here today there, y'all. Guys, welcome on back to the channel. Excuse my voice. I just woke up not too long ago, did all my stuff I need to do this morning, and everything. But yeah, this is how my voice sound in the morning. But hopefully you can still hear me clearly. But guys, I want to come to y'all today and, talk about, what it is about doing this self-improvement and just the return of investment that you get here in a lot of parts of America. And I thought I was going crazy, but I was just like, damn, man, I'm doing all this work and it just like, damn, I ain't getting shit back. And I get it, it take a while for a man to build himself up, but over here, we got a dude over here, his name Austin Holloman. Also, this other YouTuber here, Kid Greatness. They gonna break it down, guys. And as in the title of this video, self-improvement here in America is practically, well, I'm not gonna say a waste of time, but it's one of those things here. It's like the harder you work and you try to build yourself up as a man, you don't really get much respect for it. You don't really get not a lot for it, except for, you'll get to like you'll get to the money and everything. But in terms of everything else in your life, it's still not all that, So Austin Holloman, he gonna break down some really good points, him and Kid Greatness. We gonna watch this video. And by the way, guys, by no means necessary am I telling you guys not to self-improve. As a man, you need to work on yourself and build yourself up regardless of the outcome. At the end of the day, do you want to look back and be remembered as be like, damn, I really tried and I really gave life my all? Or do you want to look back in life and be like, damn, I just breezed by doing the bare minimum. And now looking back, I wish I could have done this. I wish I could have done that. I wish I would have listened to this person. I wish I would have did this and that, regardless of what happened. I don't take back nothing, like I'm another step closer to where I want to be in life. But anyway, let's get into this video.
It's not you, it's America. We're both world travelers, and we realize how dysfunctional America was once you get outside of America. Because we both did a journey of self-improvement. Like, we got in the gym, we worked on our social skills, we did everything, and it felt like we did nothing. And I'm here with Austin Holloman, and he had the same experience I had once he went back to the States, like in April. And it just feels like you're going back to the Twilight Zone. But enlighten us about your experience after you've been traveling for like 2 years or a year and a half, going back to America.
The only reason I went back, number one, was because I was trying to get my birth certificate, my FBI fingerprints, background check, to get residency in Paraguay. And to see my mom, because my mom had went to Nicaragua to meet me there, and I was flying from Cali, Colombia, and they had me on some like no fly list, and they said I had to go to like the counselor of Nicaragua to go, but it was hours before the flight, so I didn't have time to do that, and that counselor was in another city. So my mom and my brother went there for no reason. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just go back to the States. And then it's also, I'm a YouTuber, so I'm thinking, it's like it's an experiment. Let's see if maybe I just needed to. I had already self-improved, but maybe maybe it was something I didn't know that I needed to work on. And now I've been to, I think at the time, 19 countries. Let me see if I go this time, will it be better? So I went back to see my family, and honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you, that I really didn't feel anything positive when I went back.
Nothing.
Like like I was happy to see. It was good to see my family, especially my younger brother, because he had grew so much taller. He was 2 years older, and he had grew so much taller. But like I didn't feel like like I'm back home. It's happy to be home. I'm just kind of like, I'm just here for 3 weeks, and then I'm gonna go back. And the first feeling that I had when I went back was reassurance. On the fucking airplane, I was looking at the people on the plane. I'm like, look at these ratchet motherfuckers. Like, look at the. I just went to these so-called second and third world countries, and the people on the airplane looked like they had a little more self-respect and class. You walk around, and we want to talk about black chicks in specific. They walk around with the furry flip-flops. You know,
Oh,
you
yeah,
get to the
yeah,
airport,
yeah.
this big ass coat. It's not even cold outside. Furry flip-flops, and just the way how they were talking just sounded so disgusting. I'm like, damn. One thing I used to say was one reason I'm reassured is because seeing all this stuff was like the United States is a very immature society. Like, look at the stuff that Americans around our age think is cool.
Yeah.
Like the stuff. So when I ran into a chick here recently in Nairobi, it's not too common, but I ran into one recently, and she was obsessed with like that thug life, wanted some shit she probably ain't never experienced being here. I mean, I'm not saying they don't have it, but the way how it is there is nothing like how it is over here. But she was just obsessed.
For real, because I was born and raised, in Tampa, Florida for most of my life. Yeah, I was born in Tampa, in case you guys don't know. And then I lived in Riverview for maybe like 5 years. Yeah, Riverview around Brandon area. I love that area. That area was so nice. And then we came to the hood when I was probably like 5 years old, probably. It wasn't like a hood, but, it would definitely, it was definitely a hood for sure. But I ain't gonna lie, like I heard one commenter a few videos back. He said, oh yeah, so you was in a hood suburb, that's I guess you can call it like that. So it was like, it's one of those places like you can walk around, you can tell it's a hood, but at the same time, it's nothing's gonna pop off really as long as you mind your own business. You don't go mess with this person, mess with that person. Stay out of places that you just know that you shouldn't be doing, and you should be all right. That was the type of hood I was at. Jackson Heights area. I used to be at back in the day. I don't know how it is now. I don't know. Is it unrecognizable? But for the most part, my entire life back when I used to live over there, it was pretty similar. Like it was practically the same. I mean, yeah, like they built a few new areas and stuff around that area, but it's practically been the same exact thing since I can literally remember. But yeah, man, this whole hood and thug culture, like I don't understand it. I don't know why all these, like, especially back when I lived in Tampa, Florida, I never understood why all these dudes just want to be like so gangster and so hard. Like, bro, like that. Like that shit is not cool. I mean, like if you want to listen to the music, okay, fine, but at the end of the day, why do you want to live that type of lifestyle? You got all these type of opportunities and stuff. Like I personally don't get it. Like we got a lot of wannabes, and heck, like people who are in those situations anyway. The reason why they in that, cause they trying to get the fuck up out of that, hood shit. So I mean, like, I just don't get it now. Now, you do got parts of the hood, like, basically where I was from, that's a chill hood, as some people call it a hood suburb, so that's different, like, it's not Chirac, but it's livable, and it's overall pretty chill and peaceful, it's like that friendly, like, kind of like Friday in a way, Friday type of vibes, ish, that type of hood, but it wasn't like a hood. But even if it was, like, why would you want to embrace, that type of thug lifestyle? I just don't understand the people obsession with it. Like they thinking that shit cool. Like, nah, bro, like there's so much more to life than just that. Like, I don't get it. And it used to piss me off so much looking back in the day and seeing how many dudes just want to represent all that shit, and it'd be so hard to find friends back home, just everyday people who didn't really want to fuck with that stuff. When I tell them, hey, man, I like to do YouTube, I like to do X, Y, and Z, they look at me sideways. I'm like, oh wow, you don't want to do it. Like, it was strange, I'm just like, man, why y'all obsessed with this shit? Shit was just annoying. But let's continue.
Obsessed with that, just
Like drill shit.
yeah,
Like
she was, yes, that was thrilling to her. I'm like, yeah, like stay the hell away from me, because I remember when I was in the States, it felt like I had to be somebody who I wasn't. So when I come to Kenya here, I always say this: if tell an American chick that you're a chemist and you get ghosted, you tell anybody else around the world, they get wet when they hear that. and they pursue you. If you say, "Oh, I'm a chemist," like in the United States, they look at either you're an athlete, a rapper, or some illegal scammer, or
Scammer,
drug dealer.
trapper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what get through.
outside of that, I remember telling chicks, bro, I was making like $2,500 a week cutting hair. I remember telling chicks, like, "Oh, I'm a barber," and they would look at me like, "And what else do you do?" They would literally say, "What else do you do?" I said, "I don't need to do shit else." Like, I didn't tell them how much I'm making, but I'm like, "Yo, I probably make more than you make in 1 week and 2 weeks." Like,
For real, like, man, I noticed that shit too. Like, it's like, I don't get it, man. It's like, whenever like you just striving for just something that just like normal shit, or hell, even not so much that. Even when you are striving for stuff that is like high achieving, in the future. Like, cause me, I'm in the entertainment industry. I've been in the game for probably like 2, maybe 3 years. In acting, been on a few sets and stuff. And yeah, that's one of the things I am grinding to get, achieve. I know it's gonna take time, but at the end of the day, that is one of my goals in life. Along with this YouTube channel and my other YouTube channel, and a few other things I'm working on, real estate. Like I got a solid plan along, just going forward in my future, and taking one day at a time. But yeah, it's like, it's crazy to me, like how you can tell the average woman, like, hey, I'm doing X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, it's almost like, like you're not even trying. Like, even with family, I tell them I do certain things. They're like, oh, he need to go do this. He need to go do that. I'm like, why are y'all trying to dictate what I need to be doing? Like, no, this is what I want to do. And I'm going to put in the work and keep on getting there. I don't care who stands in my way. I'm going to get past them. I don't care who supports me. I don't care who don't support me. At the end of the day, there will be people, lined up to support me in the coming future. And heck, even as I'm growing right now to this very day. So, miss me with that. And at the end of the day, when you come across like solid people in a good environment, you're going to come across solid women too. And it's so funny too, because, people like Austin Holloman, man who have worked hard and got himself all established. When we go get married and all that stuff and go, get whatever woman that we want, it's amazing how it's a problem. And by the way, like, this dude lives in Africa. He been all over the world pretty much. I don't think he been to Australia, but he been to a lot of different countries. Same over here with Kid Greatness. And and I always thought it was so funny, when a man like maxes himself out. It's amazing how so many people, and a lot of women too, don't even value this man, or just men like this in general, who are, pursuing, like actually pursuing shit, very, very disciplined. And it's amazing how how you do get the run around the most a lot of times. But then when you do get to the top, then when you do get married, and then it's an issue, then they want to come bash you, and then all these random women from nowhere want to come around and be like, hey, I saw you. Then they want to come back to you. I'm like, you're not even on my level. Like, get out of here. Like, like you already know what I do. I work out. I'm very disciplined. But at the end of the day, I still know how to balance work-life balance. Like if I ever got a family, I know, like, I would know how to do that, pretty good. And I'm just looking around. I'm just like, you really expect me to go back to you after you literally contribute nothing, and you think you earned me? Like, you earned nothing. Like, most people don't even like most people I know, they don't even subscribe to my YouTube stuff. A lot of people just watch. And then when I do blow up, they be the first motherfuckers to come out of nowhere and be like, oh, hey, man, I'm so glad you think you can spot me. I'm like, what the hell no? Like, you ain't helped me out with shit. But let's continue.
the amount you make in 2 weeks, I probably make that a week. Shit, probably more than that. Probably 2.5 weeks. So I used to be like, oh, what do I have to do to attract women, or even not even just women, just fit in a way where I can have a consistent social life?
Yeah. Actually, I want you to clarify something, because you own 2 barbershops.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's not like you was just like a barber. You was a business owner.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and that was not impressive.
Yeah. And I had people working under me in a different city You know, I was living in Dallas and I had somebody under me in Austin, so it was like more than just me just cutting hair. And I'm not wasn't paying booth rent. I was paying my rent for the whole shop. You know, everything was on me. I was a business owner. And they would still be like, "Oh, so what else do you do?" And I'm like, "Well, what the fuck do you do? Like, you know, what do you do?" It was always this. Everything I noticed there was just very like put you down in a sort of way. You get your new haircut, your girl is more likely to nitpick your shit and like, "Oh, he could have did, you know, he could have." Versus here, they on you like flies on shit. You get your
Facts.
haircut. I cut my hair once every 2 weeks, and every time I get it cut, it's like it's unreal the experience I get, as it should be. You look better, but there it felt like you could really do nothing. I'm not saying I was a virgin. I didn't leave the United States a virgin, but it was just the amount of volume and effort you had to do was unreal, and it didn't seem right for the amount of effort I had put in on myself, so things would be easier. The same reason you work hard to build a business so you can become the boss and it becomes easier. Some reason that doesn't work the same way here. Unless if you actually become like this big time fucking athlete, entertainer or something, then you might have that experience that I have had everywhere else. People love to say like, "Oh, it's because you're American." It's because you're American, bro. I have been to many places where that didn't mean nothing. We went to one called Turkey. That didn't raise any eyebrows when we said we were from the States. And I don't go around bragging that. If they just ask where I'm from, I tell them.
Yeah.
Some places it is like, "Oh wow, he's American." Here it gives you some points, but I mean, you're not gonna just ride off the fact that you can't be 400 pounds with 3 teeth in your mouth and think just because you're American, you had the same experiences that we are having. A lot of people don't understand that. What we're saying is if you've worked on yourself, you have respect for women, you know how to talk to women, you know, flirt, you can hold their attention, you're in shape, you know, you check off the basic boxes of dating. Whenever you go to another country, women will see that. They can see that you put the work on yourself. There, it was literally like, what the hell else do I need to do? Then, you know,
I think probably the biggest issue I would say, and by the way, listen, like on this channel, guys, like we don't hate, we don't put down women, we just call things out, just so y'all know. And even though I do plan on leaving the US in the future, if I do came across a solid woman who really want to rock with me like that while I'm in my building stages, I'm open to it, you know, right here in the US. But I would let her know, hey, in the future, I'm trying to move out here to Africa, you know, most likely South Africa, you know, and build my wealth and really build myself up over there. Just so you know, is that a journey you want to be a part of? Let me know right now. Don't waste my time, you know. So that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, guys, I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, guys, you know, like we don't look down on women or nothing like that. You know, at least I don't. We don't do that on this channel. But I will say, you know, I think the biggest reason why it's so bad here in the States is because, you know, unfortunately, this is not a society that's built to respect men, unfortunately. And it's really almost encouraged to disrespect men. Like, just look at the media. You know, like it's almost programmed for women to just hate men. Like, really look at the media, you know, like, because unfortunately, you know, like us dudes, I can't speak for all dudes, but, you know, a lot of us men can pick up to the BS way faster in the media compared to, you know, a lot of women on average. If I'm just being honest, no disrespect, no shade there, but from just what I noticed and what I seen, my experiences, that's what it seems to be like. And also understand, you know, like America is not a place where you can just truly think for yourself and really have a big community by you. Honestly, guys, like I'm starting to build a following from my Africans because I move so differently here in America. I don't really get a lot of people who really fuck with me like that, if I'm just being honest. You know, when I tell people I want to do the things I want to do, it's almost like a turnoff. And when I keep on elevating, it's almost like I get more hate when really I should be getting, you know, more. Well, I'm not going to say more praise, you know, like don't idolize me or nothing like that. But at the end of the day, you know, like I should get my respect, you know. And it just seems like the higher I go, it's like, damn, like I don't really get that much like support. We talking about just building yourself up. Here in the U.S., it's like you really gotta find that special group of people who really rock with you, who really gonna be there, by your side and shit. Cause you're not really gonna find that much here in the US. Like, yeah, you'll find some people who move kind of similar like you, but rarely do I even meet dudes that move like me, like as disciplined as me, like who hit the gym like me. Like I don't meet people like that. And then even when you do, like I know there's one thing too. America got a horrible jealousy problem. Like, don't let you start shining too much. Don't let you start, feeling yourself a little too much. And by the way, I'm not no cocky person, like whatsoever. But there are moments where I'm like, yeah, like I feel good. I feel proud today. Like I feel great. And that comes off of just, oh, he's arrogant. He's this, he's that. I'm like, bro, like I worked hard. Like the hell. But let's continue.
Okay, and then them stupid motherfuckers, I hate these guys. They be like, I feel like if you're just that guy, you just not that guy. Shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. They say, you're not just that guy. So I would ask those people, well, what guy am I? Especially, and I just went back after I was at damn near 100,000 subscribers. So I had clout.
Yeah.
I had a status. I was doing well financially. I look the same way now as I did then. Back in April, that wasn't that long ago. I got the same haircut. I ain't grew that many pounds and muscle since then.
Yeah.
So why was I not that guy there?
Yeah. It's like a.
And he makes so much sense because, like, I'm so glad I made this video today because I know it's a lot of you guys out there on your self-improvement journey, just like myself. At the end of the day, regardless of what happened, we still got to improve, like we just got to as men. I know it may seem pointless. This video may seem like it's pointless, but at the end of the day, if you just like take a leap of faith and understand that the world isn't just America, you can go pretty far in life. And Austin Holloman, Kid Greatness, like they proving that right now as we speak. But yeah, like, man, they make so much sense. It's just like yeah, like for real, like you said, like, what type of guy is he? I'm like, this dude is just himself. Like, this dude put in the work and everything. And you got dudes out there talking about, oh, you're just not that dude. I'm like, dude, that's stupid. Like, I'm doing all this work and everything. I'm learning this. I'm listening to family. I'm doing. Yeah, I had a family member hit me up the other day. Say, "Oh, Al, you should do X, Y, and Z with women in terms of keeping them." I did that shit too, and guess what? Motherfucker still ghost. The fuck. Now, obviously, one more thing I do want to mention before I keep this shit playing. Like, I will say, life did got better when I started to venture outside the major, well-known cities here in America. When you start to go to your New Mexicos, when you start to go through, a few areas of Alabama, like really small rural areas, I feel like you'll meet like the best people here in America, like in my personal opinion. That is one of the things I did notice. Like, it's a different vibe from where I was at right now. Well, like we're at right now currently out here on the western side of Texas. Then when I jumped over there to New Mexico, man, like I just had so many people just gravitating me, just, wanting to talk to me, wanting to speak to me, like it was a different vibe, and I was like, oh, wow, man, it's nice to know that, people just randomly socialize out of nowhere, because when you go to these well-known bigger cities, like it's just the hustle. And we just don't have time to really socialize. And then on top of that, it's just like it's so superficial here in a lot of the major cities. But if I planned on staying in America forever, me personally, I would live outside the major cities until like the middle of nowhere. Like New Mexico would probably be my go-to. I ain't gonna say where. I'll be damn, I'm about to blow up the spot and get all these silly motherfuckers trying to follow. Hell no. Do your own research, see what you like about New Mexico. But if I did stay, that would be my personal move. But let's continue.
A whole different environment. Cause like I literally just came back and I did a live stream for 8 hours, and I think it was around like the 5 or 6 hour one. I'm like, I can't even say hello to somebody. Like, a chick tried to curse me out for saying hello to her in Times Square. I'm like, this is broken. This is not how society is supposed to work. And I know you had an experience there too when you tried to say hello to somebody and they just was like, "Are you crazy?" Like I think it was when you was in a car.
Yeah, I was in the parking garage and I thought she looked cute. So I said, "Hey." And the first thing, it was a white chick and an Asian chick. And I was talking to the Asian chick, and the white chick was like, "Who is this guy talking to us?" Bro, I have never heard this shit in any other country. I have never. If you say hello, these people in these other countries have enough common sense to know that it's a greeting.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad too I'm not tripping, because I had those situations too, but different. Like, cause like, God, there's a reason why, don't get me wrong, I'll still mess with women in my generation, but in America, I'm gonna be real with y'all, man. I just rock with older women primarily. You know, they seem like the only ones that's really like you can at least socialize with, have a solid conversation with, and actually kind of relate on some shit, and actually have fun with too, if I'm just being honest. But in my generation, don't get me wrong, we do got some out there, but at the end of the day, like Austin Holloman said, listen, I had an experience back in the day. Actually, no, pretty recently. This was probably like maybe 5 months ago, but I was at a bar. And it was a few girls in my age group, and I said, yeah, they look pretty good. Let me go talk to them real quick. I usually strictly talk to older women, primarily, when I'm out at the bars. It's just a more fun and better experience. I just know I'm just gonna have a great time. But so I went to go talk to these girls in my age group. It was a group room, try to introduce myself and everything. Speaking loud and clear, but it's almost like they just treated me like I was just so invisible, like I wasn't even there. And yeah, completely ignore me. I was just like, what the fuck? Like, so the respect for, I guess, a man's presence, like even somebody like Austin Holloman, like, bro, like look at this dude, like no homo, but this is a decent dude right here. If we talking about appearance, and he getting to run around and he getting the disrespect. I'm just like, damn, man, like that's crazy. Like, but I will say, it is worse in certain major cities, like out here where I'm at on the western side of Texas. It's pretty chill. You can walk up to a woman and she ain't gonna behave, really stupidly unless it's at a bar. I notice at a bar, that's usually the worst types of places to meet a woman. I just like to hit them up at a grocery store, preferably, just doing normal shit at my job or whatever. That's how I like to, talk to women, just normally, in normal places. And that's just how I do it. It's a lot more better. But yeah, like if you in certain major cities, like if I was in Tampa, oh my goodness, I'll just same exact experience, just like Austin Holloman is going through. Exactly. Like it's the rudeness and just entitlement of people. Like it's just off the charts, man. That's one thing I hate about here. Even while I'm at in Texas, man, because I work in retail, right? And I had this old ass motherfucker, like this old lady too. I'm like, bro, like she in like her 60s. I'm like, you supposed to be cooling and chilling, having fun with your 401k at that point. But you up here complaining and bitching over just because we ran out of a certain product. And then I tell him like, hey, you know what? We don't have it. Cause I always got really good customer service. Right. And I was like, hey, yeah, we don't have it. And then she jumps off to another situation. She pointed out, well, why is it so dirty here? Remind you, I'm helping all these other guests too at the same time. And she got nerve to be like, oh, why is it dirty? I'm like, ma'am, we can only do so much. And I'm up here trying to help this person. Everybody waiting patiently in line. And here she is want to show out. Like this world doesn't revolve around you. Like the entitlement is just ridiculous. I'm just like, the complaining for no reason is just so stupid to me. But let's continue.
That doesn't mean I'm trying to fuck you. I could be trying to sell you something, anything. As I forgot what I said after that. Oh, I asked her what her name was. And she's like, none of your business. Okay, look, she doesn't have to be interested, but there's a certain level of respect that Americans don't have for each other.
Yeah.
If I ask a chick here what's her name, she can reject me without even saying it. She'll tell me her name, but she'll keep it blunt and short. And I have enough social awareness to be like, she's not reciprocating and showing interest back, so I can say, okay, have a nice day. Yeah. There, they gotta clown your ass. You're wrong for having interest in a woman. You're wrong for telling me I look good. There's Here's the thing. They do everything to deter men from wanting to talk to them. So they withhold sex. Let's write this down on a sheet of paper. I'm going to tell you a woman from the United States. Hey, Bob, you want to meet my sister? She's going to be slow with text. She's going to ghost. You can't really say shit right to her. She's going to withhold sex. And she's going to talk to you like you're some bitch. That's like the average experience. Like when I was there and it did.
He 100% right. and it's so bad too, because guys, I tried all different places. Like I'm not one of these dudes who just solely focus on the bar. In fact, I don't even focus on the bar like that. I don't even like going to the bar. That's how toxic it gotten. But like I said before, I like to talk to women at normal places. And heck, even at the church, when I used to go, kind of a little bit back in the day, I meet girls over there and it's like still the same day. I'm like, dang, man, like the entitlement and stuff is just insane to me. And I'm just like, bro, like what the heck is going on? Like, and then the whole withholding sex and everything. Listen, if you ain't been around the block or nothing like that, you're not trying to, be jumping from person to person. Okay, that's understandable. But I will tell a woman straight up, listen, once we married, you're not finna be withholding from me like that. Like, understand, I'm a man. Us men, we got very high sex drive. So, you have to understand that, like, cause if we like, guys, I'll tell a woman straight up, I refuse to go months and months without sex. Like, you're not finna do that to me in a committed relationship. Like, that is so disrespectful. Like, in my personal opinion. Now I get it, like if we do have a kid or whatever, you're pregnant, then that's different. But at the same time, it's like, bro, like if you able body, and basically I'm gonna put it to you like this. How would you feel if you have a brand new sports car, Lamborghini, in your house? Now, I'm not trying to compare women to objects or nothing like that, but just take this for example. How would you feel if you had a really nice car, sports car, Ferrari, Lamborghini, right in your driveway? But the owner, the company who sold it to you, they said, hey, you can only drive it every 6 months of a time before it breaks down or something goes wrong. So you can barely drive it, or else it's just gonna break down out of nowhere. Defeats the whole purpose, right? Because you get something like that to have fun, enjoy, and really make your life better, and to showcase your hard work has paid off, because in that case, you know what, I'll just get a little Subaru BRZ. I can rip around that thing all day and not have a problem, and that thing gonna be reliable as hell. Or a little Mitsubishi Lancer, soup that shit on up and call it a motherfucking day. That's the same thing with women, so like, woman, you cannot withhold sex from a committed relationship, like long term. Like, that's just like you're asking for that man to leave. Now, I don't believe in cheating. I don't think you should ever step out on a woman, but I would tell a woman straight up, listen, if I don't know what's going on, let me know what I need to improve, whatever the case may be. But you're not about to just withhold from me and think that's okay. Like, no, that's not cool. Like, and if that's still going to be an issue, I'll keep it pushing and keep it moving. I know some people can be like, oh, you can't be with a woman just for that. I'm not saying that, but at the same time, you have to understand a man needs, a man has a very high sex drive, and like a lot of women need to really know that, because man, like a man can only hold it in for so long, like a man has to release at some point. And he get guarantee if a woman understands a man needs, he's gonna be a much happier dude. But let's continue, guys. And by the way, I'm gonna probably stop this video maybe at like, I cannot believe this thing hit 30 something minutes, but I don't know, probably another 5 minutes maybe. But let's continue.
You going for the wrong women, bro. These was professionals. They got better, but they wasn't that far off. They had a little more decency, but it wasn't enough for me to keep me there. Professionals, alley cats, fucking club rats, all of them.
Club rats.
They all had this thing where they want to withhold sex. Yeah. And imagine if it's hard for you to get dates and all the chicks are playing that same withhold sex there. Or they pretend like they're not available.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I've seen chicks. I used to cut hair, and I knew some chicks would just sit there and be telling me about dudes they talking to. You know, chicks that have short haircuts, and she's like, "Yeah, I just don't want to seem too available." Then die alone. Like you're not. So let me sell her to you again. She's gonna talk to you like you're a bitch. She's gonna be available, but she's not gonna make herself available to you, and she's gonna withhold sex.
Crazy.
Those three things right there would make me be like, why the hell do I want to meet her? I can meet her, not in a just like hello and goodbye. You know, I don't need to be a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Like one chick that I met during that live stream, like we.
And by the way, like I said earlier, woman, I'm not out here to bash whatsoever. So if you're a woman watching this is not trying to bash or nothing whatsoever. But from a man's perspective, keep in mind, we think very logically. We understand that y'all move with y'all emotions, but please understand, if you are doing these things, this is not going to turn a man on. This is not going to keep a man committed. You know, this is going to bring a man hell, and we don't want that. So I just want to throw that out there.
She gave me her IG or whatever. She told me she doesn't do anything. She just sits in her room. And we said we was going to make up or whatever. And the chick just ghosted me. Like, and I'm like, you just told me your whole life you don't do anything. So it's literally like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. Like, who has the time to spend 8 hours walking around New York City trying to find a girl? And another thing I noticed about the States too is like, comparing it to like Kenya, where we're at right now, is like people look like they're dead inside. And it seems like nothing ever changes. Like you were going for like a year or a year and a half, right?
Yeah.
When you went back, did you see anything different? Like as far as like your friends, family, like it's like everybody's still the same, right?
It was more deserted and people got fatter. It was more at least when I left, I went to the mall and it was decently populated inside or decently filled, let's say. When I went back last time, like, yeah, it was literally like nobody in the fucking mall. Nobody in the mall, nobody's outside talk. You can hear people in the background laughing and kids are playing, bro. You don't hear shit when you hear.
Yeah.
Everybody's literally in the house. And people like to blame I always say it's a cultural thing because people like to blame it on technology. They have TVs here, they have computers, iPhones, they have the same stuff here. Why is it different here compared to there? I always say it's because there's an individualistic culture versus here is more collective. You want to go out, people are like, at this point, I don't even really go out by myself anymore unless I go to a restaurant or a gym or something. But I'm not going to go to the clubs we've been going to by myself.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll arrive by myself, but I'm not even going to go with the intent of I'm being here only. I just stay inside because I have a circle of friends I can invite. And even when I was there, everybody has to work or it's so expensive. They don't even have the money to go out. $25 a drink.
Yeah.
$25 a drink.
Yeah. And you got thrown like a $3, $4 tip.
And then the drinks gonna be whack as hell. The drinks are gonna be, bro, when I was drinking, I had to only take shots when I went out to bars. If I wanted to get a drink, let's say a caipirinha, I had to get 3 to feel the exact same way that one caipirinha in Brazil would make me feel like.
And how much is a caipirinha in Brazil?
In Salvador, it could be as cheap as $2.
So $2. So you're comparing spending about $75 for 3 drinks and feel nothing. Well, basically for 1 drink, like overseas.
Yeah, for $6 if I got 3. $6. It was, and it's so cheap. And the thing is, it would literally be about like I don't know how much alcohol. It was like you would drink a caipirinha and feel like you drank a Long Island. Like it feel like it's 75% alcohol in there. You spend $2 and it's the same liquor. If you want to, and I don't really like doing nightclubs anymore. Why would you even? How can you sell me in the United States whenever this little table right here? If you went to a club in Uptown, I went to Uptown Dallas. This is Dallas, and one of the cheap.
I ain't gonna lie, guys. Yeah, like this is here in America, like people gotta understand, if you ever want to move here, like I'm not saying, you can't have a community, but you really gonna have to search hard for it, or you have to really gonna be involved with the church, and then a good church at that, you know. So, and then even with that, you know, like it's such a individualistic society, like definitely like how Austin Holloman was saying. And even when you do try to plan stuff and go out places, we work so much to the point where a lot of us don't even have time for each other, or we just don't have enough to even, you know, splurge like that and go have a ball, just go have a blast. And then on top of that, when people do want to go out, it's the same shit. It's like you can only drink and smoke so much. I'm just like nobody wants to go to the park. Nobody wants to just, I don't know, just do different stuff, you know? Like I'd be like, hey, come on, let's go make a YouTube video, or let's go do this, let's go do that, you know? Cause I try to think outside the box and get more creative. I don't like, it turns me off when people just want to go drink at a bar, you know? I don't even like alcohol like that. I'll drink a little bit, but at the end of the day, hey, I like to smoke my weed, you know? Now, if you try to smoke weed, you know, and we want to do some content creation, make a YouTube video, I'm cool with that. A nice smoke sesh, you know, that's different, you know, cause that's a lot more fun than just drinking. Like, I just don't like the feeling of it, you know. But yeah, like I don't get it, man. It's a crazy world out here in America. But let's continue on. I'm gonna try to wrap this thing up. Did not think I was gonna run this thing for that long. In fact, I'm gonna skip to probably like the, I think, 20-minute mark, because there's something I do want to hear and want you guys to hear real quick. Because I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but if you guys want to watch the full video, I'll have the link below. But I just want to play this one more part before I wrap this shit up.
With girlfriends and stuff in middle school, I don't even think they played with me like that. The minute I graduated high school, I started really dating. I was like, damn, I wish I would have stayed in high school. Like, it was way easier to date. Just like, then I had to learn about wait 5 minutes to text her back after you get her number. You know how they say, this is one thing that's worldwide, except for the States. If you meet a chick in the States and you get her number, if you call her within 24 hours, I really don't know when to call them. But if you call them, every time I would call that first day I met them, it would sabotage the whole thing. And then I seen dating coaches, and I heard people like my mom and other women I knew that said, you don't want to come off thirsty because I fucking texted you and I met you today. Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
So
I relate to that so much. Like, bro, it gotten to the point now where this is what I do now. Like it's to the point where I'm just like, you know what? I ain't even finna play those type of games. This is how you get ahead of the game, guys. Here in America, I don't know, will I use this overseas, but I went back to old school. I just wrote my name and number down on this piece of paper right here, y'all. And I just give that to women who I think I want to be like who I just want to kick it with. You know, I'd be like, hey, here's my name, number. Hit me up at your earliest convenience if you want to, you know, get something going. And I had way more better success like that. So when it come down women, I don't even ask for their numbers no more. I just give them my number and they get back to me. Cool. You know, like that's just how bad it is when you ask a girl for her number and then you get back to her and then it's like versus when I just give out my number. Much better experiences a lot of the time. But yeah, man, it's crazy out here. Just doing the basic stuff, it's insane, really insane out here. But let's continue.
I have no other options, and I'm desperate because I was interested enough to reach out to you today. You fucking idiot. Especially here, especially Brazil. Where else did I really live? Tanzania. Any other country, bro. Portugal.
Yeah.
You know, and people love to say like because they're bored, bro. I've been to countries where that were European countries, and I didn't have that experience. Like if she likes me and I like her, I can text her right away, an hour after. Now you can look thirsty if you take 30 seconds later. You trying to 30 seconds, but like an hour, isn't it? Hey, it was nice meeting you. Then they say, oh, it's nice meeting you too. What are you doing later on today? If they free, most countries in the world, if they have the time, they're gonna meet you.
Yeah.
But in the States, they will have nothing else to do later that day. And they will purposely be like, oh, I'm not available today. And then I've heard women in the States say this, well, I just don't want to seem too like I'm too available. What the fuck are you talking about? You don't want to see. So let's translate this into me being a barber. I'm gonna purposely turn down clients because I don't want to seem like I don't get any. How dumb does that shit sound?
Yeah, it's illogical to say the least. It doesn't make any sense. But we're in Kenya now, and I want you to talk about the difference between, because we already went to the States, but like now your social life here in Kenya, especially Nairobi. Like, break it down for me.
I would die for it. I have the perfect social life here. I don't have. I get. First of all, you have enough options when it comes to dating that you can actually properly vet and figure out. Oh, you know what? I don't like when they do this. I think I want the chick I want to see on a serious manner to be like this. Well, I was in the States, bro. It was nigga was so desperate. I'm like, shit. Got to take what you can get at some point. Like you, like if see in reality, the person that you're looking for is probably going to only max out around 80% of what you like.
This is the part I want y'all to hear, but let's continue.
People aren't perfect, so the other 20%, it's gonna be stuff that you don't like. I don't think you'll ever find somebody that's everything you like, 100%. But there in the States, it was like 50%. Feel like, okay, half of this shit I don't like, but I can't just go to the other option because if I go to half is the best, if I go to another one, it's probably gonna be 20% of what I like and 80% that I don't. But anyway,
Yep, like I tell y'all, like, it's crazy when it come down to women. Like, here's how it usually work. You'll find a solid, well, I'm not gonna say solid woman, but you'll find a very feminine woman, and she'll do X, Y, and Z. Not everything, but then she got kids. Then you find out she's an atheist. Hell, I met one girl. She was cool as hell, but I'm Christian, but she was a Satanist. I'm like, oh hell no, this definitely ain't finna work. and it just like, and then I'll find one girl. I'm okay, yeah, she kind of decent, and then bisexual. I'm just like, damn man, like, it's tough to just find somebody who just, I'm not gonna say normal, but just like, damn, just like share some type of similarities with me. If I'm calm and I meet a girl, they over the top. If I meet a girl, I think they cool, they bipolar as hell. If I meet one girl and I think, she laid back at first, ended up being a psycho. So it just like, you just don't know. It's like, it'll come off like this, but then it's really this. So I get what he mean about that whole 50% kind of all right, and then the rest is just horrible. Yeah, I agree with on that. Yeah, that's he right on the money.
Here, I have a large group of female friends, a large group of men, and that doesn't mean I'm sleeping with them. Just female friends.
Yeah,
a large group of male friends. If I want to go hang out, I can do that. I can have a group of friends that go with me. If I want to go on a date, I can do that. If I want to meet new people, it's not strange for me to walk up to a stranger, male or female, and just strike up a conversation.
Yeah.
Like there's like a pre-assumed notion about people that don't even know you. So they put up a barrier automatically. And people like say, well, that's because I don't give a fuck. Why? I just know I'm not dealing with that shit because I don't have to. I don't have to deal with that.
Yeah. But it's not normal. Like,
it's not normal.
Every other place in the world, like, we've both been to over 20 countries. And it's not normal for somebody to assume, like, if you walk up to them and you just say hello, that you're going to, like, attack them.
All right, guys. So I'm going to stop it right there. We've been going for damn near almost an hour. But, guys, thank y'all so much for watching. I hope I don't have to break up this video into 2 parts and have to post half of it today and then the other half another day. Hopefully not, but guys, thank y'all for watching, and let me know what you guys think, about what the things that Austin Holloman and Kid Greatness went over, because I agree, man, 1000%. Unfortunately, it's so antisocial here, and it's like when you doing all this self-improvement and stuff, it's almost like you get way more resentment instead of being uplifted, getting more motivated, because I'm gonna be real with y'all, like I said earlier, I get most of my motivation and I get most of my like people who really, support me and really cheer me on. I get that from my fellow Africans. I don't really get that shit here in the US, if I'm just being honest. Like, if we talking about people who watch this channel, not to say there isn't any out there, but every time I make a South African video, and mind you, like I don't even be making the most highest quality content at times, but a lot of Africans still rocking with me, like they still see the message and they still value it. You try to give this message to the average American, they gonna look at you crazy as hell. So I really appreciate everybody who been supporting me and rocking with me. You guys are amazing. But like and subscribe, share. I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Y'all take it easy.